We've said to our children, I don't want you to suffer like I suffered coming up. We've said to our children, I want for you to have a better life than I had. My parents were too strict on me, and I'm going to not be as strict on you because I want you to enjoy your childhood. I want you to be able to enjoy your childhood. But what kind of childhood does this child have when she's going to the funeral of her friends? What kind of childhood does my child have when they can no longer go on the playground and play together without somebody asking them whose hood you repping? What kind of childhood does my child have when they can't ride their own bicycle up and down the street without somebody trying to look to snatch and to grab what they have? We're living in a time where we raise a generation of people and children who don't know the Lord. What is the solution, Brother Tillman? How can we get God to bless America? Is it too late? Have we made so many mistakes that God has turned us over to a reprobate mind? I mean, look at what we're doing to each other. When people can suffer tragedies like Katrina, and as much money as came through the Red Cross and through other organizations, we still have people right now in 2011 who are living on the street because they watched their house float down the street. Have we gone too far? Has God took his hands off of us because we've become so idolatrous? I mean, we got in God we trust on our money, but we got in money we trust on our mind. It's no longer about what I can do to help somebody else. It's all about me, myself, and I. Selfishness has taken over. We're not concerned about anybody else. Have we gone too far? Have we gotten to the point where God says there's no hope for America? The kind of things that we are allowing to occur in our world and even in our own houses. Has God turned his back on us? Is it too late? Can we restore what we've allowed the devil to take away from us? America, America, where are the beautiful skies? Where are the amber waves of grain? Where are your purple mountains, majesty? Above your fruited plains? Where is my country tears of thee? Where is my sweet land of liberty of thee I used to sing? Where is it now? I can no longer see a land of opportunity. I can no longer see a place where my fathers died, a place where the pilgrims cried from every mountainside. I can no longer even hear freedom ring anymore because of the corruptness and the violence that exists in this world in which we live. I remember one occasion where God looked down upon the sins of man in a particular location. And he said, shall I hide what I'm going to do to my servant Abraham? I mean, I know Abraham. Abraham is going to command his household. Abraham will keep my statutes and my judgments. I shouldn't hide what I'm going to do here because of this place. The cry of this place has come up to me. And I need to go down and see whether or not they've done everything that their cry indicates that they have done. God came to Abraham and told him, I'm going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah with fire. Abraham said, Lord, will you destroy the righteous with the wicked? Suppose we can just find 50 righteous in the city.
Yes, sir.
God said, if you find 50, I'll spare the city for 50. Abraham knew that was a high bargain with God.
Yes.
And so he went down a little bit lower. He said, if I could just find 40, would just spare the city for 40. God said, I'll save the city for 40. And Abraham knew I might be pushing it for 40. So maybe if we could just go down to 30. God said, I'll spare the city for 30. And then Abraham said, well, what about 10? I'm not trying to get on your nerves, Lord, but I know what I'm dealing with here. And if I could just find 10, would just spare the city for 10. And the Bible records for us that obviously God couldn't find 10 because he sent the angel anyhow to Sodom and Gomorrah and compelled Lot and his family to get out of there because the judgment of God was coming. He told them, flee unto the mountains and don't stay in any of the plains or the valley, because I'm going to rain fire and brimstone down on this place. And so the Bible records for us that because of the cry of Sodom, because of the cry of Gomorrah, that God rained down fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed that very place, to the extent that archaeologists today can't even tell you the exact location of Sodom and Gomorrah. They can find Jerusalem, they can find Judea, they can find Samaria, and they can find Damascus, but they cannot find Sodom and Gomorrah. All they can do is say, we suppose that it used to be somewhere in this area, because when God decides that enough is enough, he will destroy a place to the extent that you won't be able to find where it existed. And that's what I'm wondering about America the beautiful. That's what I'm wondering about America, this great land and country in which we live. I'm wondering, has God got to the point where he says enough is enough? I'm wondering, has God got to the point where he's going to take his hands off of us and turn us over into another nation to be punished for the deeds that we have done? And so I'm praying today that the children of God would come together like God has called them to, because just like in Sodom and Gomorrah, if God had found just 10 righteous in the city, Sodom and Gomorrah would still be standing unto this day. And so what I'm calling for in America is for God's children to stand up and be God's children. In the book of Chronicles, chapter 7, it indicates that after Solomon had built the temple, as he was getting ready to dedicate it, he summons God's presence to come and dwell in the Holy of Holies, right there above the mercy seat. He summons God's presence to come and to abide in this tabernacle. He summons God's presence to come and to dwell right here, so that when his children came to their senses, if they made a prayer toward that place, God would hear in heaven, and then in result he would forgive and heal the land. That's what he said when God returned Solomon his answer and told him, if my people who are called by my name, if they will just humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn